back to Saxthorpe Farms, and we are up at the store because I want to buy a weeder. So learning from my video on precision farming and weeds, I am not going to use See and Spray except to get the bonus. We are going to use a weeder. So one of the things that was commented on the video was that you can use a weeder basically pre-emerge almost, and that should deal with it. So we planted the soybeans in the last video. It's the next day. There is no visible sign of growth, but the field status says weeds, small weeds, weeder only. So we're going to pay a loan off. We've got enough cash in the bank that we're going to pay the smallest loan off. Awesome. I'd forgotten I did that. Come on, chop, 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 chop. Move on. There we go. Yeah, it's showing small weeds, weeder. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get Courseplay to roll the corn because we're still on the same month that was planted as well. So we can get this rolled. While Courseplay is doing that, I'm going to weed the soybeans, and then we'll bring the roller over and get those rolled. And then we're going to head over to the oaks. So I mentioned that in the last video that I am going to hold on until May to plant the last field, which I think is sorghum going into field 10. And I want rather than rushing that with like a day left in the month, so we would have to plant, weed and roll in one day, and it's a big field. I want the month so that I can spread that out and make sure we get all of the processes done. So yep, it is rolling, which is good. There's no visible sign of weed growth in this field, but status is saying, and I do jump out in a minute to show you that it's actually working as well. I don't think I've used a weeder. I've done a bit of hoeing in FS22, enough sniggering at the back, children, but I don't think I've done any weeding. So yeah, it means that hopefully we're going to preserve the maximum yield, so we're not going to lose the. So you can see weeds growing, weeder. No weeds growing, so it just needs rolling. Yeah, we're going to preserve the maximum yield we can. I am going to add See and Spray to the sprayer that we have, and I am going to go in each field and cheat the environmental bonus up so that we maximize the amount of money we make selling the crops, because everyone seems to want me to maximize the amount of money we can make on here. So yeah, I'm going to do that because it gives us a little bit more. It's only going to give us a couple of %, but why not? Yeah, so as I said, after I've got the fieldwork done on here, we're going to head down to the oaks. You'll notice this is a slightly shorter video than normal. It's because I'm still on holiday. And I basically spend most of Sunday afternoon or Sunday, we were watching TV. I was running contracts on the oaks, and honestly, I didn't see the point in recording loads of the same thing. There is a little bit of footage in here, but I'll show you the results at the end. And with 3 tractors doing contracts on a 4x map, you can make a lot of money. And I was still playing with the time moving at ×5, so I wasn't cheating, you know, infinite time in. There were a lot of jobs that I didn't get done that I could have, but you know, some of those FERC contracts are really big, and you can cover a lot of ground with one of those breedles. Although it's only a 30-meter spread width, because they carry so much, you don't really have to stop that often. So yeah, we got through quite a lot of work on there, and it was quite nice to just go play on a different map for a bit. Yeah, kind of enjoyed it. I know FSB is working on another Norfolk-based map. Yeah, the guy's got a problem, and it's already looking really good. So I think the video is public. He's done a map tour which I haven't watched yet, which he linked on his Discord. I don't know if you're watching FSB, you can comment, or if it is, I haven't watched it yet, so I'm not sure. I am so far behind on my YouTube watching. I am partway through watching one of Cartec's videos that's possibly over a week old. I'm that far behind, and yeah. What have I been watching on YouTube lately? JC the Beard. He makes Timberborn videos. I sometimes get ideas from him for my Timberborn series, and he makes really long Timberborn videos, sort of 2-ish hours each, and then he streams Timberborn once a week, which can be 2 or 3 hours. So that's been a lot of my YouTubing. So our weed control score at the moment is not awesome. I think that's because every other field that we've planted has not needed any weed control, so it's just going to stay at 15. When we whiz around with the See and Spray, that should jump up, and I should probably do that before we sell the soybeans to maximize. So this is me just checking whether we have See and Spray already on the sprayer. So we've got the Kubota, which has it as an option, and it would make it about 60 grand, to over 60 grand. Our sprayer is not worth that, so I don't think we have it. The same logic I used talking to, actually that might have been before we went live. I used the same logic chatting to Cartec when we were doing the multiplayer video last week. But with the contracting we're going to do, we'll be able to afford to add it, and then we can go around all of the fields, even if they don't have weeds, get the environmental bonus up. I know it's ridiculously cheaty and not at all environmentally friendly. Well, it is, because we're not actually applying any. It's just really counterintuitive. You drive into the field, turn it on, and it doesn't see any weeds, but you get the bonus for using it. I used to be really frustrated, actually. So I'm going to run along the tram lines. I'm starting to think about soil compaction with TerraLife coming at some point. Oh, words are hard. Yeah, so I used to be really, sorry, I completely lost my train of thought then. I used to be really frustrated that mechanical weeding wasn't seen as being better than applying chemicals for what's meant to be environmentally friendly farming. Now, my cynical answer is look at who sponsors precision farming and who was the headline sprayer that had that functionality. But if you factor in the yield loss, then actually weeding is better. But if you make all of your money from, say, selling milk, then See and Spray is better because you get the better bonus, and it doesn't matter that you take a yield hit on, you know, a couple of fields of crops when you're making ridiculous amounts on milk. So, you know, it's one of those things, I guess. They had to pick something. They would probably always be wrong. Someone would always be unhappy. So I guess keep your sponsor happy. Probably sensible. Looks like it's going to be a really nice day here. So it's, what day is it? It's Tuesday. And if you watched the Farming the Decades video this week, I'm recording this pretty much straight after. And so I had just been for a run. And although my head hurts, the rest of me feels kind of better. So that's a good thing. It's, yeah. I've started, because I know that they're going to want it when I go to see the specialist, or they're probably going to want it. I've started trying to track my headaches, and yeah, that's fun. It's really interesting thinking more about it's not just my head hurts, it's thinking about all the other things that come with it. So quite often, so weeding is done. So quite often I will get something called kaleidoscope vision, and I've spoken about that. So I'm not going to labour that too much. Just one of the things that sometimes stops me streaming because I can't see properly. So we're just going to get this field rolled. I get that. Watery eye. That's another one which I hadn't really thought about until I was going through. I've installed. I had installed a while ago. Actually, I've installed an app for tracking headaches, and it's one of the things they asks. So yeah, I figure I might as well get that information for the specialist in advance, because it's probably going to be a while. I had this wide view because I really like the backdrop. It really feels like I'm in the UK. So, and then we bolted a GoPro to the roller because I thought it would be a cool camera angle. Yeah, I'm trying to preempt things so that, I don't go and see them the first time and they go, can you keep a headache diary? Something that one of you guys recommended, and I'm actually following up on it. So yeah, thank you to whoever recommended that. It's someone else that's a migraine sufferer, I think. So I've had a look at the jobs available on the Oaks. There is a massive weed spraying contract. So we're going to stick the AgroStar on the low loader with the sprayer on it, and didn't fancy driving that down to the Oaks at 20 odd miles an hour. So we'll take that down on the low loader. The 27 series are going to drive down with the breeders, and we're going to go make a buttload of cash contracting on the Oaks. They do pay well. Something that I've noticed, and I don't know how realistic it is, this truck looks really small next to a tractor. I don't think I show it properly on here, but next to one of the 7 series, it looks tiny. Now that could be that actually in real life those tractors are huge, or it could be that the scaling's wrong. I really don't know. I don't think you see it with putting this on the back of the low loader, but I'll try and remember to do it in a video. Parking one of the bigger tractors, the medium tractors, next to the truck just looks ridiculous. Yeah. I'm going to get this loaded up, and I will see you down the Oaks. In fact, I will see you at the store down at the Oaks, because we don't have a base down there. To be honest, we probably could. And actually, well, no, not actually, because the field that so when I move the vehicles, they spawn into a field. That field's really expensive, so no, we couldn't buy that. But so what I've done is I've put £20,000 in the bank. So the money we've brought across from Saxthorpe, so that we can buy fur and stuff. We had 30 odd grand over on Saxthorpe. I couldn't be bothered to transfer it all. Basically, I couldn't be bothered to get the exact number, so I just used EasyDev to set it to 20,000. It was easy, EasyDev, easy. And we're going to buy some fur, and then at the end, I'll take the 20,000 out, and we'll see how much profit we made, essentially, to add in to Saxthorpe. I figured that was the easiest way of doing it. The other option that I should have done, I should have done what I did with the herbicide, and I should have. So this one came over part full. Should have filled them both up at the farm, and then come over and had 0 in the bank, and then anything, as we made money, we could have brought more, and then yeah, it would have worked. But this is how I did it, and yeah, again, it's such a nice view on here. It's a really nice looking map. The drone was taking a bit of a beating here at low level, but it was worth it for the camera shot. It was worth it for the camera shot. So yeah, I said I didn't show too much of this because I just spent hours. I think it was like 3 hours of real time doing contracts. I think that's how long it took roughly. You can see it ended up kind of dark. So £303,000 in the bank at the moment. So there were a whole bunch of contracts that I could have done, just ran out of time. So I'm going to show you the finances again in a minute. I'm going to take out the 20 grand that we had as kind of a float. So let's do that. And then I'll flash the finances up. But you can see we've made a decent amount of cash. 20 grand taken out. And yeah, so we earned £436,000 and we spent like 96 on consumables. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button. Any comments, questions, or suggestions, stick them below. And I will see you next time on Saxthorpe Farms.